So my two favorite police officers who have different jobs are Ponch and John. If you guys happen to remember, you might don't remember because you're not old, but remember, there was a TV show called Chips that aired years ago, back in the late 60s, early 80s. So, anyways, what I want to do now is I want to talk about what we've been studying, and I want to recap. Where we've been at. So what have we been studying?
The Civil War.
The Civil War, right. And so 1861, 1865, it was over a 4-year span. It was fought between who?
United States.
Who?
Like the North and the South of the United States.
So the North and the South, the United States, and the 11 states that seceded from the Union, who didn't want to be part of the United States. So who was the president?
Abe Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln was the president of the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Civil War, you're right. Abraham Lincoln, he was from Illinois. There's a picture on stage. So, very good. All right, cultural differences. This is something that's really important as far as with the Civil War, is that the North and the South were not the same. Okay, they were different. So in the South, you could say that they were more pro-slavery, right? And in the North, anti-slavery. The economies were different. What kind of economy did they have down in the South? In the South,
They're like an agricultural economy.
right? An agricultural economy. They grew things like tobacco, cotton, other crops, right? So that's what their economy depended on. Up in the North, they would take these raw goods that the South produced and turn them into something else, like shirts, clothes, linen, and so that they would have more of a manufacturing economy. The cash crops again were tobacco and cotton in the South. Then up in the North, they had efficient roads and transportation. Why would they need to have efficient roads and transportation?
To sell all the tobacco and the cotton.
What's that?
Sell the tobacco and the cotton.
Right, so they needed to be able to transport the goods easily, either by ship, by railway. They didn't have big semi trucks to go across the country, but they needed to get the goods to a port and put on a ship and send off to other countries. All right, so in the South, they were more of a rural town. Although Lincoln's considered rural, it doesn't really feel rural, but it is compared to other big cities, it is rural. But in the South, rural really meant out in the middle of nowhere, out in the country. And in the North, there was a lot more large cities, such as Boston, New York, Philadelphia. No, they had large cities. All right. Also, I had the 30th Amendment came to be passed. At the start of the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln did not want to end slavery. It was not his main goal. His main goal was to either to keep the country together as one whole country. So 30th Amendment, it abolished slavery, except as a punishment for a crime. Emancipation Proclamation was issued on January 1st, 1863, about 2 years into the war. It was done not because he wanted to free the slaves, but because it was a tool to win the war. The Senate passed it in April '64. Lincoln still in his first term. He wins re-election in 1864. The House passes the amendment January '65. The General Lee surrenders to John Brown on April 9th, 1865. All right, what else I have here? All right, so with that recap, I want to introduce a job to you. We're talking about dangerous jobs. So here's a job that I think might be a little bit dangerous. Now, I want you to consider this job as something maybe you will or wouldn't want to do. So here are some of the disadvantages of the job. 30% chance of being killed while on duty, 16% chance of being shot while on duty. And there's a 36% chance of having someone attempt to take you out. However, there are some good things. Pays pretty good, $400,000 a year, with an expense account of $169,000 in extra benefits. That's pretty good. Who thinks this sounds good to you? So about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are willing to maybe, okay. So who do you think, what is his job?
The president.
What's that?
The president.
The POTUS, yes, the President of the United States.
What?
Yes, the President of the United States has a salary of $400,000, has lots of benefits, but it's not a super safe job. Okay? People don't like you all the time. Generally, half the country doesn't like you. The learning goal for today is to, by the end of today's lesson, you will be able to identify the increased tensions between the North and the South, and how those tensions led to the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln. All right. So, presidents who were shot or shot at while serving and survived, they lived. They were shot, but they lived. Ronald Reagan, Gerald Ford, Franklin D. Roosevelt, his cousin Teddy Roosevelt, who had quite a neat story. He got shot through a speech he was ready to give. And he gave the speech, and then after he gave the speech, he got some help. And then everybody's favorite president. Andrew Jackson was also shot. What does it mean to assassinate? To kill.
A higher power.
What's that?
Let's kill someone of a higher authority.
So high power, yes.
Like a plotted murder?
The plot, a murder, so murder, yes. And so, a more precise, it is the murder. And it's generally, usually a prominent person. So if someone, is, some common guy, common woman is murdered, it's not assassination. It does not have any real perceived importance. But it's either, it's by a sudden or secret attack, and it's often for political reasons. All right, so 3 of the 4 presidents that were assassinated. So there were 4 presidents who were assassinated since we've had presidents. John F. Kennedy in 1963, McKinley in 2001, and you know who this is? James A. Garfield. But today's lesson, we're going to be talking about which president? Abraham Lincoln, the first president to be assassinated. Okay. Here he is with his son. Assassinated April 15th, 1865 in Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C.